Hello, Chip Carmack here again, and today's topic is, can I sell my probate house early? We'll talk about that and a few other things related to that right after this. Welcome back. Today's topic is, can I sell my probate house early? A lot of personal representatives, that's what we call it here in Florida, that are the personal representative for a probate. They are the ones that will get the responsibility of handling the probate. And basically the way that works real quickly is they will file the probate, or they'll have an attorney file the probate. If it's assets of over $75,000, then it'll have to go through probate if the assets are not protected by either being in a trust or being in homestead, like house, or deeded properly where there's a successor, like a spouse or a child, and they're already on the deed. So if there are assets over $75,000 in the state of Florida, it will require going through an attorney, and they will file the probate case, and there'll be a personal representative assigned. And unless there's a contention about the person as the personal representative, in roughly about a month's time, they will get what's called letters of administration. And what this allows is for the personal representative to have the best interest of the estate. So they will generally sell things that they can, personal pieces of property. Say, for example, there's a baseball card collection or antique cars or something like that. They'll sell those assets and liquidate that, and the money will go into a bank account set up for the estate. But that can also be done for the house. So, rather than let the house sit there and accrue taxes and more HOA fees, if that's the case, and maintenance, you have to run the AC. HOA fees can get rather expensive. So it's actually in your best interest to help sell the house as quickly as possible once you have the letters of administration. And basically the money from the sale of the house just goes and sits in that bank account set up in the name of the estate, and it just waits for the probate to get done. So quite honestly, logically, why would you want to wait until the probate's finished, which could take 6 months to a year, before selling the house? So that's, say it takes 6 months. Generally, just so you know, the quickest that it can happen is 3 months, because there's a notice to creditors that goes out, and that requires 90 days. But a lot of times it'll go a little bit beyond that. So usually about the quickest it generally goes is about 6 months, and it sometimes can go closer to a year. So, quite honestly, why would you want to pay taxes on that 6 months? And why would you want to pay HOA and electricity? Because you have to keep the house air conditioned, so that it doesn't grow mold. So these are expenses that are just going to eat away at the value of the property or of what you sell it for. So quite honestly, what I would do, and I've done it, several times, is I'd sell it as quickly as possible for top dollar. We get the money into that bank account, and now it's one less thing for you to worry about, but you're not eating away at the money that's the value of the house. Sitting there 6 months, it's usually not going to be worth any more. It could be worth less if it needs to be fixed up, and all those things are eating away at the value. So hopefully this helps you, and you understand the value of selling the house quickly rather than sitting on it, and that more importantly, that you have the right to sell the house. A lot of personal representatives don't understand that, but as soon as you have the letters of administration, what that means is you have the responsibility to the estate to sell things and do the right thing for the estate, especially if there are other heirs. You will be held responsible by the court to do what's in the best interest of the estate. So in some cases, I've seen it where The personal representative, well, unfortunately, I've seen where the personal representative has done bad and then they're held accountable by the court, which is never a good thing. And they might have financial restitution to make for doing the wrong thing for the estate. But the other thing is, one of the things that I saw that was interesting and was perfectly allowable because the personal representative had the right, but they sold off items and used the money to fix up the house to get a higher selling price. And the other inheritants were not happy because they thought that they should, get that money right away, but that's not how it works. It goes into the estate fund until probate's over. So in this case, the personal representative did what was best for the estate, even though the other inheritants didn't like it and didn't understand what they were doing. But it worked out best for the estate because they fixed the house up, the personal representative did, and they got a higher selling price, which meant more money in all of the inheritance pocket. So hopefully this helps you, and look forward to the next video. Please like the video and subscribe. I promise that I won't hound you. All that we'll do is let you know when the next videos come out, and hopefully you'll find that as helpful as this one or more so. Thanks again for joining, and we'll see you later. Take care. Bye-bye.